Next fight on the card, we have Said Nurmagomedov, 16-2-0 against Sadyakub Kakhramonov, 10-2-0. So this is a fight that a casual MMA fan or a casual bettor could run into some issues with if they don't at least find out, what would actually happen in this fight. You take a look at this by name, you look at Nurmagomedov, 16-2-0, and you're thinking dominant wrestler, straight out of Dagestan, and that's the deal. Against Kakhramonov, and you're like, okay, probably a wrestler as well, too. And you're thinking this is going to be potentially a grappling wrestling match, and that's it. But here is the wrinkle in this one. Nurmagomedov is really, essentially a lot more of a striker. But if you're looking at this fight, you have Nurmagomedov who's going to come in with the striking. If it stays on the feet, has the advantage in the striking. But Kakhramonov is no slouch on the feet as well too, but is crafty in finding a way to get this to the ground. And really, if you look at it, I was all over the Kakhramonov side. If you remember, I don't know if it was a shoey bet, but I think it might have been. Was it a shoey bet? Because I remember you're a Ronnie Lawrence believer, and I believe it might have been a shoey bet. I'll have to look back at that. I maybe should have ahead of time, so we could replay it. Maybe you know what?
His hands when he's got you on the ground and he's working side control and doing what he's doing. But man, I'm leaning. I've been leaning in watching tape, and I'm leaning more on side Jakub Kakhramonov on this fight. I think that he's going to be not only aggressive with his hands, but then also aggressive with any subs that come along the way. And I think that it's there. So I'm still a little bit torn because it's Ronnie Lawrence, and I think he's a guy who he's just so dominant with his approach. Where this poses a problem for people is Ronnie Lawrence starting the top ticket, Ronnie Lawrence being a guy that everybody's so sure of, and Ronnie Lawrence having you to re-up everything when the second fight starts. It could happen. And the first fight of the night, Lawrence gets finished. Your parlays get all blown up.
Um, so yeah, I think Kakhramonov just surprised everybody and ragdolled Ronnie Lawrence in that fight. Took him down, what was it, 9, 10 times in that fight. And with Kakhramonov, man, he is a bit of a monster and a really aggressive grappler and lands strikes when he's grappling with you as well too, and hunts for submissions nonstop. Path to victory for Nurmagomedov obviously is to stay around the outside and try to. I mean, he's gonna have to. It's gonna be hard, man. I don't even know find a way how he's gonna be able to stay on the outside and be able to do this. He's gonna have to. I hope he's been working on his defensive wrestling, because I'm on the side of Kakhramonov on this. I hope that people come in and bet Nurmagomedov just by name, and we get a little bit of a better line on Kakhramonov. But that would be my play. I mean, I think either Kakhramonov by decision or late sub, man. I think you could drag him down, make it ugly, get him tired, and take his neck. And if Nurmagomedov, obviously his win condition would be to keep it at distance and look to likely win by decision, to be honest. But what's your take on this one? I'm on the Kakhramonov side, obviously.
Yeah, I start with you on this one, man. And so is the line at this point, because the lines on most books, at least the ones that I have access to, fuck you, James Krause, so not very many, are
Yeah.
they've all kind of switched at this point. I think with Saeed, I just think that like his striking's good and he's kind of wild and unorthodox with it. But strikers like that always leave themselves open to heavy grapplers. I think with Kakhramonov, I think he's going to want to grapple 100% of the time. He's one of the guys that we saw in that Ronnie Lawrence fight that once he has a game plan, he sticks to it. There's no straying from the path. So he's got the cardio for it. I think this fight could get greasy down the stretch, but I think Saeed probably just takes him down and probably wins a 3-round decision. I'm sure Saeed will have his moments. I'm sure his get-up game will be fairly good, but I just feel like he's going to have Saeed on him the whole time.
Yeah, and that's actually a good point too. With Nurmagomedov, he's constantly throwing like big shots and spinning stuff at times too. Just leave yourself exposed. So if he comes with a game plan to not do that, he's taking away some of his value, some of his weapons. So yeah, fully on the Kakhramonov side, that will likely be a play. I'll pick him as a side, and we'll probably go props on him as well too. But we'll find how we're going to play him. But he will be a pick, at least money line, and that will be one of our money line plays of the week.